Hi there, it's Mishka Toth and it's Let's Talk Business once again today. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And I made a decision to talk to you about something that is not necessarily just business related, but so important for us in business to just understand and to get to. You know, we are going through times that is currently sometimes a bit tough. And so difficulties, continue to come. And what I want to actually talk to you about today is something more to encourage you as a business owner and to tell you not to ever give up. And what are certain practical things that you and I can do in order for us not to give up, because when we go through difficult times, the major thing is that we get weary, we get tired, we decide, so many people give up because they are just simply weary of going through difficult periods. And I thought I'd like to, in the middle of all the other business advice, I just want to speak to you today as a business owner, as a driver of an organization. I can just see people that can be going through really, really difficult times. There are people out there they've been standing for years, they've been going through business, some not, maybe not, but the one thing that definitely happens, it's like that water that keeps on coming in. When you're at the sea, you can see it coming in and breaking against the rock, breaking against the rock. It doesn't stop, and that is so much the way life is for us very often, and how difficulties come. It is like the water continually breaking against the rock. Now, the amazing thing is the rocks they're just there, that it wears it away, but still the rock stays. And it makes a difference between us becoming truly successful. It's not always, and it's actually hardly ever, the success overnight. The stories you and I hear are mostly the ones where we've already gone through the difficulty and then all of a sudden things start to change. But the endurance, the staying power, the consistency, the going back, no matter what is happening, there is something in that makes for a good business. There are a lot of huge organizations today that actually started so small, and they were the people, the ones that formed them, the ones that started those organizations are the ones that just stood the test of time. No matter what happened, you can see the waves coming in, they're going out, coming in, they're going out. And also with the success ratio in business, this is extremely important to understand that it's a reality that a lot of people give up. And many people are on their way to making a success. But because a success do not come easy and do not come quickly, people tend to give up. And that has got a lot to do with skill. Yes, of course it does. Because when we're skillful, we tire not as easy. When we fit, that we don't get tired so easily than somebody that's not fit. And we can say, yeah, but I'm not talking always about our bodies, because the body must be fit. But there are different forms of being fit. We need to be fit at doing business. We need to be fit. We need to have endurance. We need to go through those times. And if we don't have that, the difficulty will very often become too great to overcome. We will wake up perhaps one morning and it just like overwhelms, and we just think, I just simply can't do this any longer. And a lot of people just give up. They decide, okay, that's it. I'm packing it up. I'm going to rather not carry on any longer. Now, once again, we need to be wise. When things have been going wrong for a long period of time, we have to understand it might be there's a skill that's lacking. There's something I'm doing wrong. So we have to be honest with ourselves. I've said this before in Let's Talk Business. The one thing we don't want to do is live in a place where we're not honest and facing a reality. Understanding that if I don't change that, it can change my life. We have to understand that when we don't change something, that something that we leave has the ability to change my life and it's not always for the good. Because if I make a decision, I'm going to go forward. My decisions for myself and my children and whoever I have in my life and whoever I love must always come from a point of being good. So can you see that? So our mind stays, strong. What do I have to do to be good to my immediate environment and to those around me? Okay, so that is a mindset. We have to come from a point of view to say, I need to change, and I need to change my circumstances so that it will be good. There's no doubt we don't change our circumstances to be bad. That would make decision making so much easier. Sometimes we just make a decision, flippantly, and it's wrong. It can have such an impact on our lives that it absolutely cuts something off that was actually supposed to still be in our lives. And then we say after a while, but I don't understand why this is happening. And it's very often dominated by the way we think. So if I think and I understand that I have to know the plans that I have set up for myself and my family and those I love and for the ones close to that. So what do we say? It is good. We measure everything around that. So bring it into our business. What is good? What is good? What is going to benefit my business? What is going to benefit my life? Because our objective is to move towards that which is good, not bad. When it becomes bad, when it becomes something that is destructive, we say, no, I stay away from this. It's a clear-cut decision. When people come sometimes to us with business offers, I'm sure you've been there, done that, worn the t-shirt, and then it's a silly offer. You don't go into depth. You just think, oh my God, maybe this is the right thing to do, without really having a sound mind. Because understand that thing that's coming into your business, you have to dissect it and analyze it and say, do you align with my plan? My plan is a good future. It's good. Gotta keep on saying that to yourself. That's good. Okay, so if something is not good, it starts to contradict that which you need to say to yourself and that which you have to think about daily. Is this good? Is this going to benefit what I'm doing? Not, go. It's as easy as that. There's a very powerful word I say this often, and it's called no. It's a very short word, but it's exceptionally powerful. When something comes in from the side, because a business person must have a vision, a business person must have an objective, a business person must know where you're going to. Now, often we allow a lot of things, because it looks good. But does it align with where you're at? Because good does not necessarily mean bad. Now, you might say, where does she get that from? What I mean is something may be good, but if it's not in line with your vision for your business and you accept it becomes bad. Does that make sense? So somebody might bring a wonderful idea to you and say, oh, why don't you do this? And in essence, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you accept it at that point in your business where your business is not ready or it's just not what you need to do, see, if that contradicts your plan, where you're on your way to, it is time to say no. Sorry, that's not what I want to do with my business. I know exactly where I need to go to. Does that make sense? So what am I talking about here? That will give us persistence. Now, I want you to start to see this. It's visualized almost in your mind, this road in front of you, and this road's going to have obstacles. That's fine. But once you understand where you're going to, you've got an objective to reach. I cannot stress to you enough how important it is to set a goal, set an objective. And that is your clear objective, even if it's just for this year, even if it's for the next couple of months. Where am I going to? And make it good. Does it make sense? It's so simple. It must be good. it's going to bring in finance, because you can't live without finance. You can't be good to your family without finance. It's got to be good. It's got to be something that's not going to hinder you all the time. You don't want to take a business idea into your organization that's going to just trip you up all the time. It's going to just be this thing. And some people think, maybe that's better for me because it teaches me and it's nonsense. We don't have to accept into our lives anything that contradicts that which is good. Remember that you're going to have to spend energy on that. And then you may not have to spend just energy on that thing. You will spend resources on it. You will spend your money on it. You will spend people on it. You will have to now spend time on it. So if that is not a good thing, like good meaning you're good, part of your vision, part of your plan that you see, part of the objective that you're on your way to, it is time to simply say no. Because the energy that we put towards it will drain us. So it's going to come all the time. Things are going to come. Options are going to come into our lives all the time from everywhere. Now, it's sometimes easy to see the bad option. We know, no, I don't want that. It's sometimes, we sort of just feel, this is not going to happen, or this is not going to work for me. Then it's the easy time to say no. Hopefully, for most business people, that should be the easy time to say no. But the difficult time is when that option comes in that is actually looks so good. And it's actually not the right thing. And then to say no, because there might even be a connotation to it of immediately making extra money, and immediately this, immediately that. And you need to look at your objective and say, is this what I'm setting out to do? Is this what I really want to do? And the simpler you keep your objective, the simpler you keep this place that you're going on to. Every single day, you just keep on going. And stop believing things that aren't right. We are not supposed, as business people, to just be in places where we're going to make R1 million overnight. Everybody says, oh, you know what, unless you're a millionaire, unless you can make all this money, you can walk into a big corporate company and sell them whatever, and you're going to become a billionaire, which is nothing wrong with to have that as an objective. But if I am sitting here today and I've got absolutely nothing, and I want to become a billionaire, my objective is not going to be to reach being a billionaire at the end of this year. Because can I handle it? Being a billionaire takes a lot of responsibility. Can you see what I'm talking about? So I need to set objectives for myself, and it's short-term objectives to get to my long-term goal. Now we're going to go through these times when you know clearly this is what I want to do. That is my objective. Nothing else. Let everything else go. It's going to take your time. Then we start to move towards that. These things are the impact that these things are going to have against you. Like remember that water against the rock is going to be less. This is rock solid. Your plan is rock solid. I'm on my way. That's my objective. I'm not stopping. That's not going, nothing is going to take my focus away. That's where I need to move to. When I wake up in the morning, I need to understand where's my objective. Am I reaching my objective? What in my life at the moment is coming against my objective? What am I perhaps doing that I don't even know that I'm doing it wrong? Sometimes we just overexert ourselves into things that we shouldn't be involved in. And then you need to be able to stop it and just go and just sit and say, what doesn't fit any longer with the objective that I have to reach? And once you get to that place, we start to become stronger. We don't feel like giving up. And you'll find that as you're there and you're looking at that and you feel good and you're thinking about it in a positive way, positive thoughts even about where we're at, beautiful thoughts. I'm not always talking about just positive. It's become one of those sentences that can even frustrate people, frustrates me sometimes, because people talk about positive. I mean, really, what on earth is positive? We need to sometimes go and sit down and understand. Let's think about what is good. Good means something is aligning. Good means not, sometimes other people might say it's negative. When I say no to an opportunity, can you see this? That may be, in some people's eyes, a negative. But for me, that's good. There's a bit of a difference between that understanding of it. Think about what is good. And that which is good is not always going to be you just accepting everything coming into your life, but we're going to say, no, that thing has a potential to harm me. And that's not negative thinking. That's good thinking. Because you've just discerned that something is not going to work for you. And that does not make you negative. In fact, it cuts away from you something that you would have had to carry. Can you see what I'm talking about? People get weary because things are not easy in business at the moment. We are in an economic climate all over the world where the challenges are coming in. But can I tell you something? We need stronger business people more than ever. The whole world, our country, South Africa, is in need of it. Everywhere in the world, we need people that are strong, people that are objective driven, people that will not be stopped, people that can think like that, sound. Don't let anybody just tell you nonsense. Don't let anybody influence your mind, brainstorm you with their ideas, getting you into what they want. It's not what you're there for. You're there to get your own objective and reach that which is good, which you have decided to do for yourself and your family and your community and whoever it's going to reach, and stay with it, stay at it, and forget about everything else. The other important thing of this is that I've learned in my own life personally, and I do believe in that sometimes we just focus on getting to that objective that we forget to celebrate our victories. On the road of going towards your objective, there are these victories. And isn't it strange that as human beings, I don't know about you, but I'm very much like that. Sometimes I'm very hard on myself. So I will sort of not realize that the good that's happened. I don't tend to see that. I would always have a sort of a look at, okay, so what wasn't so good so that I can fix it up. That's sort of part of my personality. It's not that I'm, like people would say, negative, not at all. I understand that, okay, this picture is now, this ball is supposed to be round. So for me, as a solution, I look for solutions. That's just who I am. I would always look at where it's not round and then think about how can that become better. That's just it, which is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with it. But I tend, and that's one of my weaknesses, that I've got to pay attention to every single day. And people in my life have taught me that. Thank goodness for them. But I tend to forget where it is round. I tend to forget where it is actually going well. Can you see that? That's me personally. I don't know about you. Perhaps all you see again is where it's going well, and you celebrate all the time, and you forget about the, where it's not round. We all differ from one another. But I'd like to say to you, if you might be very similar to what I am, and you always look at the things that maybe have gone wrong and you need to fix up and whatever, we need to celebrate the things that did go well. We need to be able to stand still maybe at the end of a day, at the end of a week, at the end of whatever, and say, wow, that was good. I think daily is a good idea. This has gone well today. Because you see, these things that didn't go so well has a tendency to actually come down again then and make us weary if we do not have the balance of understanding what I have to celebrate. And what also happens is the moment I can celebrate victories in my life, I will celebrate victories in the other people's lives around me. So what I have to start to do is force my thinking into the place where I can see, yes, there's missing. I need to fix that. That needs to change. But I also need to say, man, this is fantastic. Look what we've done. Look what we've accomplished. Look what you've accomplished. And we've got time to do this. Otherwise, what will we do for the rest of our lives? We need to sort of fix some things up and we need to grow into certain areas. Can you see what I'm saying? But celebrate your victories. Celebrate the victories of those people around you. When you see somebody starting to do something well that they couldn't do before, be sensitive to that. You'll be amazed what it means to people just to hear, man, look what you've done. Can you remember you went from this to this to this to this? And then it gives people around us just that feeling of, I'd really like to go forward. I want to get to the next step. So don't forget, in times that we are in, celebrate victories, because just in that celebration, you give yourself new hope, a new energy to go forward, to go to the next place in life. From me, until next week, it's lovely to have been with you again. Goodbye.